Two old friends of the SFS crew, Carlo Piana and Alberto Pianon. Yocto, go to force building environment for IoT. Please, the floor is yours.
The title is not exactly like that, but anyway. Hi. Yes, this speech is about Yocto, and we are lawyers. My name is Carlo Piana, and my friend Alberto Pianon. We are of Array. You see, I have this big T-shirt with Oniro. Oniro is a project we are a member of, and we are also producing some software for, and we are dealing with Yocto. So we come from we are skin in the game, and we are speaking of personal experience. Yocto, for those who don't know, there's a booth out there for you to be more informed, is a project to build a platform for IoT and embedded devices based on Yocto. So for low-spec devices, mainly based on Linux or Zephyr as a platform. We are lawyers, so this is not a technical, but there are technical speech, but there are a lot of technical elements that we are to be discussing. First thing we want to say, we speak of headache, but this is not something that is at all bashing on Yocto. Actually, we do love Yocto. So it's a very great platform. It's a nice platform. It works marvelous. It does incredible things. Everybody in the industry is either using it or about to use it. So, and this is why we are very keen on having it right, not just from a technical point of view, but also from our problem, which is having everything legally fine. So, Yocto is agile, is flexible, powerful, and enables you to create almost from thin air a complete distribution for embedded devices, which is a great achievement. But you know what elephant in the room means is something which is very obvious, very incumbent, but people for some strange reason don't speak about it. And when we raised the issues that we're going to discuss very shortly, everybody say, but nobody has told this was a problem at all. Why? Because people are solving the problem probably without speaking out, because nobody has the courage to say, oh, there's a small problem, which is, from our point of view, is big. From the point of view of Yocto, is small. But anyway, in very short terms, and trying to avoid legal jargon, the scenario, the background of this comes from one big element, that a fact. Yocto misses is no package manager. So it's a feature, it's a great thing, probably because it allows a great flexibility, it allows picking software from whatever sources, but this is a problem from our point of view. It's not bad or good, it's a fact, and we are describing it. So from this power that you are given by Yocto, you have very little control over upstream code provenance, meaning exactly making sure you are absolutely correct in identifying each and every package, even every file, even every patches, where they come from. And this is, from a legal standpoint and from a security point, a problem. Our goal is to make sure that Yocto is, as it's made for, industry production ready. So, and this means that it's not just ready from a technical point of view for producing good software. It's already there, and it's been there for years now. But it's not there from a legal standpoint. And by this, we mean not just a basic level of compliance. What we want to achieve here, in order to it to be production ready from a legal standpoint, It's all the things that we have discussed last year, that Alexios has also discussed. So having, knowing the provenance, having the ability to do a SBOM, a software bill of material, using these standards which are in the industry now, the SPDX, of course, Open Chain, which is the standard for the overall organization, reuse from Free Software Foundation, but this must be done entirely, or the bulk of it must be possible in a very automated way. So by using and searching and finding information right from the start, using whatever piece of information which should be available without discarding any of this. Is this possible? Yes, but there is a lot of handwork, a lot of things that must be done by hand. What we want to cover, the last mile, as I said, having controls of what is the source code that we are using, where it comes from, this is complicated. And by this, we don't just mean overall source code. We mean having all the patches listed, all the individual artifacts identified by a checksum at file level. This is very important for security problem, in order to see, in order to prevent, for instance, supply chain attacks or supply chain hijacks, and these must be identified for each component. And we also want to preserve and to treat automatically the relationship between different elements. Of course, the licensing information from Yocto is not authoritative. There is a lot of work to be done, but this is not the task for Yocto. This is something we are taking care through means that we are describing in a minute. But one of the problems that we have to deal with, again, it's a feature, again, it's a fact. In order to do what we need to do, so a complete software composition analysis, that is, what components are there, what the relation between components are, dependency and so forth, you need to build not having a package manager, you need to make to build the software. So from the build, you know actually what is downloaded, what is stored, and what is compiled, and what goes into image, roughly. So this is information that we want to preserve and to know. So it's very important that you do it right, and you do, and any time you change a little bit in the recipes of Yocto, you can have very substantial changes, and you have everything is solved. Oh, there are a big chunk of software we need to analyze back again. So this is something that needs to be taken care of. And the main goal, the overarching goal that is never to reinvent the wheel. So if the information is there, to be able to use, to reuse, and possibly to share onto others. So this ends my part of the speech. I hand over to my colleague, Alberto, that I say what the problem are, what the solution, and what the upside of it is going to be.
So, thank you, Carlo. So what could be achieved, the sky is the limit, actually, also budget is, but we are plenty of resources in our project, and also we have also trying to grow a community around it. So basically, this is, yeah. So basically, we are building a compliance toolchain focused on Yocto projects in partnership with Neutech Park. So the development of the toolchain is carried out by both Neutech Park developers and by us. And we are also trying to upstream not only some pieces of code, but mainly some kind of objectives, some aims, some goals to the Yocto project. The thing is that we are, to do things in an automated way, as Carlos said before, we come up with the idea of using graph databases not only to represent data, but also to, for instance, to do automatic licensing compatibility checks. So instead of writing complex code, we try to map licensing compatibilities through graph queries. And we are willing to put everything together. So software composition analysis, dependency analysis, CVE checking on the fly. And the most important thing was about not avoiding reinventing the wheel, Carlo was talking about before. There is a lot of compliance work already done out there by trusted communities. Our main reference is the Debian community, but there is also the Fedora community, other communities that already reviewed a lot of packages, and there is no point in reinventing the wheel and doing the same work every time. But the precondition to reuse the work that is out there and in turn to share our work with others is to review the same thing. So that is the reason why we will want to focus on the real upstream packages. The problem that you have with Yocto is that, if you have a package manager, it's like when you're hungry, you go to a supermarket, you buy off-the-shelf products, pre-packaged food, and you eat it. And that's kind of standard. With Yocto, it's different. You get recipes. You need to take the ingredients from whatever source, but you can change the recipes. You can have different books of recipes, maybe doing changes on top of other recipes. And so it's kind of a mess. And the thing that Yocto is missing is tracking the whole workflow from upstream sources, the upstream ingredients that you use, from down to the work tier where Yocto mixes up everything, down to the final firmware image. So the work that we are trying to do, and we have a proof of concept we'll be presenting at Yocto Summit in the end of this month, is, this is kind of, I don't know if it's visible, but the concept is having for each file the whole path from the upstream source, I mean at file level, and down to the Yocto work tier, and down to the final image. So in this way, we can track every file where not only the original source file came from, but also the patches, because in Yocto you can combine multiple sources, multiple patches, so you can override many things. And so we can conclude not only the actual license of the final binary file that is found in the binary image, but also do some compatibility checks, some supply chain checks. And this is, we have a proof of concept we are working on. And this is the main idea we are working on. And the thing that we are trying to upstream to the Yocto project is that we need to implement in Yocto-based classes a way to track with checksums the path that each source file follows from upstream to the binary image. And that's basically it. And we are available in the next matchmaking session if anyone is interested in knowing more. And I don't know if there is a little room for questions.
1 minute.
1 minute. So very quick questions, please.
Okay. Wait, the microphone, sorry.
Okay, you had it coming. Concluding the license of a file will require some kind of manual work if you're scanning it. So I assume you have that in a database somewhere.
Yeah, the point is that we have that, but we want to have that at upstream level. So basically, we have a team working on fossology, and they work on upstream packages. But if the same upstream package is found in Debian, we have already a review of that because Debian has a copyright file with license information at file level, and we already know that the community reviewed that package also from a technical standpoint. So if we find a match, we just reuse the information. But that requires that you spot the real upstream source, not the mix that Yocto creates in the work there.
And for this, having the checksum, the complete SHA-1 is important because that is the identifier. So if for by any chance this is as the same file name, but a different, one bit different, you need to spot it. And if we can share this information, we can point uniquely, not to a file, but to that precise artifact down to the last bit. And this is what we want to do, because we want to share reliable information, not just because we have done the right work, but we can match and link it together to the upstream.